It's on the... Ah! He made it! Oh my...
Hello everyone and welcome into Platte Arena. It's another doubleheader within the Crossroads League here on FDN Sports. I'm Preston Husband alongside Ryan Holzapple, and tonight we've got a battle between the Foresters, who are right in the middle of the Crossroads League, and the Cougars of Mount Vernon Nazarene, who are fighting for their postseason lives right now, just 2-10 in the conference.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be one of those dogfight matches for Mount Vernon, as if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive, they've really got to get some wins and string together some wins in a row here. So they want to start off with a road win here against a tough opponent in HU, and HU's looking to keep right there in the middle of the road, if not get a little bit higher to maybe get a home conference play game, but we'll see how it goes tonight.
Yeah, the Foresters will stick with their normal starting lineup here tonight. We do want to let you know we are having some issues with our wide camera up top on the bleachers. So once that is fixed, we'll get back to a regular, more normal camera angle. But for now, we're going to keep it on this camera here. We do have a couple of baseline cameramen as well who are going to help us out tonight. But Ryan and I will take you through all the action, make sure you know what's going on. And for the Foresters, they've been really good in this new Platte Arena this year at 9-4, and they're looking, as you said, to continue to build and hopefully get into the top 4 to steal a home game here once we get into the conference tournament. And check it out, our camera's going to work right in time.
Yeah, I mean, this HU team has shown they're capable of being one of the top teams in the conference, and really it just comes with experience, and they're a very young team, so we'll see if they can gain some more experience and possibly get one of those top seeds.
This Mount Vernon team just 2-10 in the conference, a lot of talent on their side, just trying to put it all together here late in the year. It's a turnover to start, but then it's knocked right back into the hands of J.L. Keller. Down inside, Vermillion catches. She had it swatted away. Loose ball on the floor. Sebo finds Raby, and the Foresters now will have their first possession of the game. Melby, the normal ball handler for the Foresters, gets in the lane, now finds Kellum. Nelson, another freshman, throws it into Raby. Another first year. She finds the oldest player on the team, and Sebo starts the scoring.
You gotta love that backdoor cut. Mount Vernon was not ready for it, and Sebo cuts perfectly in time, and Levy Raby with a great assist.
Keller does a lot of the ball handling for the Mount Vernon Cougars, averages right around 1.1 assists per game. Now down low, good post position, and a foul called, as you could see Roshak working hard inside, and that's their go-to player. She's the one that gets the most attention from defenses, and for good reason.
Yeah, I mean, she's a very talented player, and that attention that you said that she draws actually is what allows her teammates to get a lot of shots off, as we saw Noelle Lavery score 23 in their last game because of that kind of attention Roshak creates.
Roshak has it now. She does shoot it a little bit, found herself open, instead throws it off. No good. That shot at the rim that time knocked away by Nelson, and now Melby takes it across the timeline. So a couple of good looks for Mount Vernon, just unable to connect quite yet. Nelson thought about the three. She'll reset the offense with Melby. Gabi is a really great passer as she shows it off there. Kellum ran out of room, and that's a turnover for HU. And you know, if you're Coach Maggard, you're okay with Kellum firing that one. She's already made 64 threes here in her first year in a Forester uniform.
Yeah, I mean, she's on a roll from shooting. I mean, when you and me have been doing these broadcasts, I mean, she's making at least 3 per game. I mean, it's quite incredible, her shooting. And what do you say the record per season was? It was 90, right?
Yeah, 90.
So, yeah, she's coming up on it. That could be something to make a history in her first year, which would be incredible.
She's definitely on her way. She also is right around the free throw percentage record for a season, so something to keep an eye on as well. Raby finds Nelson. Melby hasn't shot it well from 3 this year. She missed that one short. Rebound pulled down by Roshak, and she is really good at that. 8.8 per contest, and already this year 7 games of 10-plus rebounds. She's got it now. Drives right. Vermillion looking inside to Roshak. Nowhere to go with it yet. Now Lavery coming off that great game like Ryan mentioned. Sprang back outside, 3 on the way from Roshak, 2 strong, rebound down to Melby. 3 really good defensive possessions to start this game.
Yeah, you got to love their defensive intensity. They're getting their hands in the passing lanes, making the Cougars take tough passes and tough shots. I mean, they're making play late in the shot clock, which is great.
Raby gets to her left, throws it up, and she was blocked by Roshak, but they're going to get a foul on the extended off arm. And you could see the Mount Vernon bench has a good gripe, I believe, because that looked like a clean block from Roshak.
Yeah, I mean, that's perfect defense right there. I mean, the ref may have saw a little bit of a shove, maybe down low with the other arm that wasn't blocking the shot, but it did look like a clean block. But
we saw Raby start to get a little more involved in the last game at St. Francis. She's coming off one of her better games in quite some time, had 18 points and 4 rebounds, and she's trying to get some confidence back from that early season injury as she misses both free throws. But someone to watch if she can get confident like we saw to start the year, another weapon to add to the puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, she's a very capable player and a very good center for the team. I mean, she can, like that, provide great interior defense, and on top of that, she can score when she's on. So we'll see.
Kellum now launches from the same corner, and it's perfect to start her night. She knocks in her 65th 3 of the year. Haley Kellum has been one of the best freshmen, not only in the conference, but the country this year. Leading scorer for HU. Grace Vermilia misses, I should say, and Kellum now pulls down a rebound. It's an early 5-0 advantage for HU. Raby goes right back to work, but she got going a little too quick that time. It's the 2nd turnover for HU.
Yeah, she just slightly took a tiny step before dribbling the ball, and you cannot do that, as that's 2 unforced turnovers there for HU already.
Back the other way, a sub into the game is Emily Walker. She actually is one of the best passers in the conference at 6.7 assists per contest.
That's impressive.
She'll really handle the ball a lot with this second unit. She has it now. Vermilia was open for a moment. 3 on the way, left short. Vermilia rips it down. Second opportunity. Walker, the general for this team, throws it inside. There's another one of those assists as she finds Roshak.
And they're going to look to Roshak to score, and when they got that switch with Gabi, I mean, she's a good defender, but she does not have the height to compete down there, and they've got to watch out for those switches.
Little undersized against Roshak, who stands at about 6'2". Melby does do this well. She bounces it in. Raby missed it at the rim, and Emily Walker pulls it away. Good opportunity, one that you want to connect on if you're Raby, just trying to find her footing a little bit in this first half. Walker swings it to the corner. That's Vermilia, being guarded by Nelson. Walker, the lefty, drives that way. May have got away with an extra step. Kept the foot down, though. Sprang gets to the rim, high off the glass. No good. Tips it again, but Nelson pulls it down. Foresters love to run. Melby to Kellum, trying to go 2 for 2, and she's done just that.
And that is why she is on her way to breaking the record, is because she is such a good shooter for this HU team. I mean, she is the most reliable option down the floor every single time.
She's shooting over 41% now from 3. She only shot it 8 times from the field against St. Francis. Keep in mind, she's averaging 20 points per game, 2nd leading scorer in the conference. She might have some more chances here as she gets to the rim with the left hand, and Melby is now making it work in transition, and Kellum's up to 8. It's an early 8-point advantage for HU.
Yeah, you got like Gabi's playmaking here early on. I mean, like you said, she's in a little bit of a shooting slump this year. Her offense hasn't been as dynamic as she usually is, but she's really made up for that with her defense and her playmaking. I mean, already a quick 3 assists, all 3 to Bailey Kellum, who has 8 points. I mean, if you're a player like Gabi, who you're a floor general, you're a leader of the team, if your scoring isn't there, you got to provide in other ways, and she does just that.
We're going to keep it right here, just a 30-second timeout, but HU's off to a great start. And you brought it up, you know, the scoring hasn't been there for Gabi as much recently. We saw her with a career-high 41 earlier in the year.
She was an incredible game.
Her last time against Mount Vernon this season, she had 28 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. And the points aren't always the most important part for Gabi. She's taking care of the basketball, and she did that perfectly in the last win against Mount Vernon. And these two teams usually play a tightly contested game. Last year they split 1-1. Huntington took the first game on the road, and now they'd love to take care of business at home. So far, a pretty great start.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Gabi, you've got to look to play make a little bit more. I mean, your team is so talented offensively that if you're not having the greatest offensive game, your playmaking becomes your greatest attribute.
Foul called down low. Vermillion missed the first shot, got her own rebound. It's going to be a out-of-bounds play for Mount Vernon, and Vermillion had a couple of looks down there, just unable to get a few of these shots over the rim, as you see it there.
How about Peyton Hartsoe coming into the game earlier than she normally does? I mean, she had, what, 6 points? I think she had a pretty decent game off the bench for them in their last time out, even though it was a loss.
Someone to watch, another freshman, this time getting to the rim and scoring is Peyton Davis, and she does that well. Off the bench, averaging 11 points per game, a transfer from Wingate. She can really get it going. Kendall Yoakum also in, another freshman for these Foresters, playing with Kellum and Nelson. Bailey's trying to stay perfect, and she is.
Goodness. 3 for 3. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, who knows? She might try to go for 6 threes in a game here.
She's already up to 11 points. She's got 11 of the 13. She played well the first time against the Cougars. She's doing it again. She had 22 in the first matchup. She's already halfway there, less than 7 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, Bailey Cullum's such a good scorer. I mean, when you and me were announcing, I believe it was the IWU game where she had 30 points. I mean, her scoring is just incredible. And who knows, she may be on her way to a 30-point game with the way she started.
Yeah, we just saw her career high against Indiana Wesleyan a few weeks ago when we were in this building, and she's on her way to that here again tonight. Melby's been the catalyst. Now she'll try to get her scoring started, and that's a big shot for Gabi.
Yeah, she needs some shots to fall. Once she sees them go in, she will go at the defense, and she's very good at that.
Left hand too strong that time by Walker. Huntington's running back in transition. Kellum is perfect from the field so far, and this time she has it stripped away by Davis. It's another Forester turnover, but when you're shooting it as well they have, the turnovers aren't as big of an issue here in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, the Foresters are off to a great start. They're playing great defense, making the Cougars shoot late in the shot clock, causing tons of turnovers, tipping a lot of passes that they make. I mean, their defense has really been the star of the show so far.
3 ball on the way from the corner. Kendall got a piece of that on the block, and Melby pulled it down. Huntington playing great defense here in this first period. Hartsoe off the dribble, doesn't do it a lot, finds an open Arabian, a great play off of 2 feet from Peyton Hartsoe.
And that's why she's in the game earlier than she normally is because she's had some decent games recently, and I mean, creating a perfect shot for someone that you want to get going on your offense is something that the coach will very much appreciate.
Sprang fighting for the rebound down low. Lavery missed the long jumper. It was poked out of bounds. And now HU's going to get the ball again. They're going to make another change with Laura Valiente coming in. She's been a bright spot as well. You look at the stats and they don't really jump out to you, but great defender and great playmaker. We'll see if she can keep it going with the rest of her team in this first quarter.
Yeah, she kind of takes up the role that Gabi's been filling this year with, I mean, not always the most offense, but providing that crucial defense and playmaking.
And there it is right there. Raby got to the rim and was fouled. It looks like that might go on Lavery, and it will, and right on the money there. You see Valiente come in, drive baseline, finds the open player.
And that's why she's regarded so high and why she plays every game, especially off the bench, and is trusted to take up the role that Gabi provides because she's very capable as a passer and a defender.
Raby missed her first 2 free throws. She's good on the 3rd. She's up to 3 points here, and as mentioned, she's a phenomenal freshman as well, and if she can start knocking in some jump shots along with these free throws. I did see her knock in 1 3 at St. Francis last Saturday, so she just keeps adding different parts to her game.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle for her, her 3-point shot. If she can get that going, she becomes that much more lethal.
Lavery gets her 3-point shot going. She's kind of been in and out of the lineup this year, her 8th start. Kellum's been dynamite all year. Their first missed shot of the night is short, and back come the Cougars in transition.
Even though she missed, you know the coaching staff's happy with that shot. I mean, the way that she's been playing so far.
Sprang has it in the left corner. Inside, double comes. Kellum has a steal. Bailey now, eyes ahead. Valiente to Hartso, and that's the second time the Foresters have gotten a little ahead of themselves. Another travel.
Yeah, they've got to make sure that they put the ball on the court before they start moving. I mean, we saw that with Raby earlier, and now there with Hartso. Is they're just moving slightly before, and the rest they will call that every single time.
20-7 Forester lead, trying to win their 6th conference game of the year. They've already surpassed their total in wins last year. A win tonight would push them past their conference total from last season. Davis inside, Roshak had it knocked away. It's Kellum's 2nd straight steal. Valiente, eyes down, and it's another travel.
Yeah, I saw that travel. She lost the ball as she went for the pass, and so she had to continue to try to grab and get a hold of it, but took a lot of steps with that.
It's already 7 turnovers now on HU. Make it 6, both teams with 6, but the Foresters once again being bailed out. They're 7 of 10 from the field. Lavery will drive against Valiente, has the size, long hook shot, miss. Tried to get her own miss, but Kellum picks up the loose ball again. Bailey will slow it down. Foresters can hold for the last shot. Got to be impressed by that first quarter there, Ryan, so far.
Yeah, I mean, 20 in the first. I mean, that's a really good scoring performance from this HU team.
Hartso tries going over to Kellum. She's got 2 defenders on her. We'll get to the rim anyways. Too strong. And a last-second shot is not going to be off in time from Sprang, and that'll send us to our first break. All for Foresters in the first, 20-7 when we come back on FDN Sports.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
Forester Camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure like what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach for blood. This was a different way to be able to help people like physically, but not have to open them up.
Since it's a smaller place, everyone knows each other. You know, they can invest time in each other.
This would be a great way to learn about it and see what it is.
So I saw how life-changing that can be, and it made me want to do that.
Welcome back into Platt Arena. A great first quarter as Melby's trying to start the same way in the second, and she has. She's up to 5, and the Foresters just flowing offensively right now.
Yeah, they are not missing many shots. I mean, and that really starts with their defense. They're getting confident on the defensive end as they've gotten multiple stops and many turnovers, so that leads to confident offense.
Pass inside, Roshak has to throw it back out wide. Up top, Williams has it. Sophomore from Loudonville, Ohio. Inside, Louda knocks it away, and Mount Vernon will have an awkward place to throw it in with just 7 on the shot clock.
It's interesting going with both Louda Valiente Marine and Gabi Melby on the floor. I mean, 2 great ball handlers, great playmakers, and good defenders. So it's interesting. You got a lot more ball handling on the floor right now.
As I mentioned, tough spot to get it in. They do find Walker. She's got 4 on the clock. Throws it over right side. 3 ball on the way. That one's too strong. Roshak between 2 defenders, and she's called for an offensive foul as Melby stood her ground, and we've seen her do that a lot this year.
Yeah, she takes a lot of charges, and that's just good defense from her. I mean, she knows when to get into the position. She knows what Roshak wants to do, and she's like, I'm going to take that away from her. Great defensive play.
And, you know, to add on to one more thing about your thought with Valiente and Melby, it kind of lets Melby be more of a scorer now.
Yes,
Kellum
that's huge.
fires a three. That one was short. Davis pushes the pace. Melby, great job getting back in transition along with Raby, and it forced a turnover. Hartso going to be called for a carry, and she did do that, and the ref right on top of it, and it looks like our cameraman was as well.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta see how they have Hartso, Lauda, and Gabi on the floor. I mean, those are 3 ball handlers, and I think the reason they're doing that is because Melby's had a decent start, which usually she's more of a second half scorer. So the fact she has a good start, they're like, let's get the other ball handlers on the floor so she doesn't have to worry so much about playmaking and let her score, which could come in handy for HU.
On the way to the basket, Davis couldn't finish, and here comes Melby this time. A little in and out dribble, has to slow it down. Found herself open for a moment. Gabi in the mid-range. We've seen her be successful in there. Raby back to the basket, finds Yoakum. She'll try it, and this time it's good.
How about HU's three-point shooting so far? I mean, 5 of 8. That is really good three-point shooting. At least compared to their last game.
Yeah, and right now Mount Vernon can't find it from deep. That one was missed by Davis. Sebo collected the board. HU could run away from Mount Vernon a little bit here and have a comfortable home win, which I know Coach Darby would love. Raby, once again, traveled inside, and she's just so ready to get towards that basket, just a little too quick a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in a good offensive state, your team's flowing, you're just ready to go as soon as you get the ball. You want to score, but you got to keep the rules in mind and know that you can't shift your feet before you're dribbling the ball.
So we look at that last 3 as well from Yoakum. That's the 203 of the year for this Forester team, and the school record, I should say, is 234. So they're looking to break that record themselves as well.
And they look like they might shatter it this season.
Trying to add another one, and they have 201 now, and Sebo's made a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, she's such a good shooter. She struggled a little bit more than in most of her seasons here at HU, but I mean, when she's on, she's on.
Williams launches, can't get it to go. Raby able to collect, and then it's knocked out of bounds by Sprang. And HU's going to have the ball already up 21 in this first half. And, you know, you look at their last game, you think, what happened at St. Francis? And Coach Darby just said they did not come out with energy. They were not focused. And tonight, I think she got her message through to her team. Much more focused here tonight and really working well together.
Yeah, I mean, you see the energy on defense and offense. Then on top of that, you see the energy in rebounding. I mean, they're out-rebounding the Cougars. Something that HU doesn't normally do is out-rebound the other team, as they aren't generally the biggest team when it comes to size and height. But they're working on the boards right now, playing great defense, showing a lot of energy. And I'm sure Darby really told them to, come into the game with a lot of energy and it's paid off so far.
They've been ultra focused. The only thing that's really been a negative tonight's the turnovers. They do continue to pile up. Davis, the guard, gets into the lane, and she's fouled on her way there. And we'll see who this is on. It looks like it's going to be on Emily Sebo, and it's going to reward some free throws for the Cougs.
That was a good move. I mean, the change of direction right there just really forced Sebo to foul her to keep her away from the open bucket. It's good, great play.
Davis puts up the first and knocks it through. Great free throw shooter at 75%. And she played well against Huntington in the last game. These two met 14 points, coming off 22 points, a season high versus Bethel a couple of games ago as well. So definitely someone that can get it going. The 6th option on this team tonight.
Yeah.
Raby looking for the back cutter. Melby will try another 3. That one rims in and out. Raby fights for it, kept it alive, but then knocked it out of bounds. And Olivia, she probably feels like things aren't going her way tonight. She's had a couple of travels and then that moving screen, but still fighting really hard on that end.
Yeah, I mean, and something that you wouldn't consider her normally for is her playmaking, but she already has 3 assists as well. I mean, she's playing great basketball.
Foresters fighting for position inside. First shot miss, second one no good as well from Lawson. And then Raby again on the floor, but fell on the inline, so Mount Vernon will keep possession.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate call there, as, I mean, you're fighting hard for the rebound, but good hustle from Mount Vernon there. I mean, you saw her hand touch the out of bounds.
The refs have been right on it down on that end. We've
Yes.
had a couple of close calls and great camera work as well. Replay looks awesome. Another great production from our students here at Huntington University on FDN Sports. Pass inside, taken away by Sebo. Huntington's got numbers. Nelson wants to join the scoring, and she has with a lay-in.
She did that really well against who was the last?
I think it was Indiana. Well, it was Bethel. And
Yeah,
then
it was Bethel.
She also played fairly well in the IWU game as well.
Yeah, she had a lot of those transition buckets. I think that's where her offensive strength is in transition. I mean, she is very good scoring there.
Yeah, great body control on a couple of those moves. Davis, pretty good as well. This time she gets fouled again by Nelson, and she'll shoot 2 more free throws, and that's a big part of Davis's game. She's not a big guard, only at 5'6", but she's crafty, she's shifty, and she gets in the lane, gets to the free throw line a lot. It's what a lot of good scorers do.
Yeah, she kind of reminds me of Gabi a little bit. I mean, not the tallest, not always the strongest or anything, but they are crafty, they're savvy, they know their way around the court, how to get around defenses, and it's just she's looking to try and help will her team back in this game.
HU playing an early Wednesday night game here against Mount Vernon. They're trying to sweep the Cougars with another win tonight. Sebo was ready to fire. Nelson works it to Kellum. Raby, she'll shoot a 15-footer. That's too strong. Rebound falls into the arms of Spring.
Yeah, like you said, she hasn't been the greatest shooter so far this season, but if she can get confident in that, she becomes that much more deadly.
Left-handed shot from Walker, no good. Forrester's out and running again. Melby spins it inside to Nelson, and now Kellum will go to work. We saw her get off to that perfect start from the field. Raby trying to help her teammates out with the play. Nelson, 8 on the shot clock. Raby catches, strong move to the rim, forced it up and in.
Yeah, and Raby, she can do that. She's such a good scorer inside. She just needs to build that confidence. And once she has that confidence, it seems like every shot she takes inside the paint goes in.
In her first career game with the Foresters, she had her best game, 21 points, 13 rebounds. Trying to get back to that rhythm now as Vermillion gets her scoring started with a little running layup on the left side.
Yeah, you don't want her or Lavery to get going, as when they get going, they become a very deadly team, as Roshak then gets a little bit less attention, and then she gets going, and you just cannot allow these players to get going, because once that happens, all the attention's drawn off their best player.
Talk about some players playing with confidence. That's Lavery coming off the big game on Saturday, but the same could be said with Vermillion. She had her best game of the year, 18 versus Goshen, so a couple of players usually off the bench getting a start tonight and doing a nice job. Kellum fires again, misses. Sebo kept it alive. Nelson falling away from 12 feet, couldn't get it to go. And Mount Vernon gives up a few shots, but no points. Davis, been to the free throw line a couple of times. Inside Vermillion against Melby. Melby went down, 3 on the way. That misses everything. And the Foresters are going to get the ball back as Lawson on the year, a 32% three-point shooter and a good scorer, just missed a wide open opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, they're shooting tonight 4 of 25 from the field, 1 of 8 from 3. I mean, they've made all their free throws, so 4 of 4, but their shooting has not been great so far, and they really need to look to get in a better rhythm, as their rhythm of scoring right now is not there.
See if they go back inside. Their post play is their strength. Kellum within the zone to Melby. Yoakum back in as well. Sebo can kill a zone as she shoots it from the corner. Yoakum keeps it alive. It's another offensive rebound. Bailey on the floor this time. Sebo thought about a second time. Raby's fouled on the entry pass. Vermillion is going to pick up the personal. And that is just the second on the Cougars here in the second quarter. Not a ton of fouls really in general in this game, as the pace has been pretty steady throughout this first half.
I thought that Bailey Cullum was going to get another open 3 there, because you could see her slip behind the 2 players and get a wide open corner shot. They just didn't get it to her.
Kellum has it now. She goes inside Raby. Great post position. She's fouled again. And this time it's going to be called on Sprang, and Raby has lived at the line in this first half. This will be attempt number 5 and 6.
Yeah, it looked like she got ball right there, but maybe she got a little bit of the hand on top of that before she hit the ball.
So Raby, a pretty decent free throw shooter, will step up and have 2 more chances. 67% on the year. That one's perfect. So she missed her first 2, has made her next 3, and looking to make it 4 straight.
Well, and for people that are struggling shooting in a game, one of the best ways to get your confidence up is knocking down free throws, which is something that Melby's done in the past when she struggled, and something that Raby could maybe use to her advantage in getting her shooting stroke down.
Yoakum got the rebound and then fought between a couple of Cougars, couldn't keep possession. So MVNU back in possession. Sprang between the legs, hands it off Keller. Freshman getting the start tonight. Now to Peyton Davis. She's one of their go-to scorers. Too strong off glass. Rebound down to Sebo and then taken away. Davis again goes in, and this time it's good. Second time works for Davis at the rim.
She seems to be the only player from Mount Vernon that really has it going right now, and she's doing a lot of the scoring here early, and they're going to keep going to her.
Raby back out to Sebo, facing this zone look again. Melby finds Kellum, shot fake, 10-foot floater, and somehow gets it to roll in.
That's a tough shot. That is not an easy shot at all. That's impressive.
She's got all of the weapons, mid-range, 3-pointers obviously, gets to the free throw line a lot. Another 3 up and no good. Great box out by Sebo as Sprang couldn't connect. Up in front, Raby catches, gets to the other side of the rim. Sebo to Kellum, to Melby. Great ball movement, and Melby misses it long.
That was a great play, just not the result you wanted. Wow.
Davis is putting on a clinic right now on offense as she goes up and under on the left side. Yoakum fires right back and knocks it down, and 3's better than 2, and right now Huntington's making a ton of 3s.
Yeah, I mean, their offense is just in a great state right now. They're hitting their shots. They're in a rhythm. They're in a flow. They're moving the ball around very well, something that the Cougars haven't done so well so far, as we're looking Payne trying to do everything here.
Sprang stopped by Yoakum, just 1 minute left, and that's going to be another turnover for the Cougars. And HU, if they take a quick shot, will actually have a chance for 2 possessions. But you look at it, the difference right now is 3-pointers because Huntington's 7 of 14 from deep. Mount Vernon's 1 of 9. And actually, you look, the turnovers are in favor of Mount Vernon, but the 3-point shooting's just keeping them out of this game at the moment.
Well, I mean, and one of the stats that's really telling is there's turnovers, and obviously HU has more, yet HU has 1 extra point off turnovers, which is something that they've actually executed off those turnovers, which Mount Vernon has not been able to do so far.
Lauda Valiente steals it away and throws it high off the glass. Always nice to get some bench points from Valiente. Foresters are getting production from everyone as back with the answer comes Lawson, and she'll have a chance for 1 more.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Kellum there, you've got to keep your hands straight up and just contested. She brought him down a little bit, which is all she needed to draw the foul and won.
So Lawson will step up to the line, averaging right around 12 points per game, 63.5% free throw shooter. Does miss the chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play, and now HU can hold for a bit with 28 on the game clock, about 22 on the shot clock. Valiente will try again, this time with the left hand.
Well, Anthony, I mean, not usually known as a scorer, but she's hit 2 easy buckets here. Well, I shouldn't say easy buckets. I should say hard shots here. That's wow.
Davis holds 7 on the clock before halftime. Huntington in charge. Davis gets by Nelson, scores again, and that will take us to the halftime break, and we'll have Darby Maggard join us. Right now, the Foresters doubling up the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars, and Coach Maggard, a lot of turnovers in that first half, but your 3-point shooting kept you in a comfortable spot.
Yes, we're trying to push the pace and push the tempo, and that sometimes gets us in a little bit of trouble with the ball. But we've got great guards. Gabby's doing a good job. Lauda's doing a good job. Once they feel that pace, I think that they settled in a little bit. but no, we're shooting the ball pretty well today. We're getting good looks, and it's a good day for the Foresters, I guess.
Yeah, it is so far. And, you know, you talk about Gabi playing well. We saw a little bit of a different lineup. Saw Lauda and Gabi out there. Allowed Gabi to be more of a scorer. And is that something that you're trying to implement, some different changes in the lineup here late in the year?
Yeah, I think just trying to get the more ball handlers that you can have on the floor at the same time. As a coach, the better I feel most of the time. But no, Lauda does a great job of facilitating for our team and finding open people. And I think sometimes that gives Gabi a little bit of a break off the ball. Being a point guard is hard, and so trying to just get her some easy looks is, a little bit part of the plan here.
Yeah, Lauda added 4 as well, so not bad either.
Love it.
So,
I love it.
All right, Coach, doubling up MVNU right now. We hope to see you after the break.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Coach Darby Maggard joining us. Happy Coach Maggard at the moment. Her team up 42-21. A great, efficient offensive first half. We'll be right back for the second half and for some stats on FDN Sports after this break.
All these years, you're still the same pathetic trash.
Glenn, is that you?
Hey, Harold.
Welcome back, Glenn.
You ain't taking me in, are you? 'Cause I can drive.
20 years. You just left, you didn't call, I thought you were dead.
What's going on that field over there?
Yeah, we're building a church and a school.
We've sold 3 churches and raised 50% of the budget.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
I'm not about to waste any hard-earned money on some pastor pipe dream that can't even get a line of credit.
Did you get the call from Lloyd?
Lloyd had a heart attack. We have to find a new carpenter by the end of the day.
Could you use me? Your brother says you're a singer.
Your breath smells like gasoline.
Having a drunk build this He's not a drunk. He's a broken man, just like you and me.
Why can't I just learn the guitar?
You know how we feel about rock music.
Why you here? I reckon I could ask you the same thing.
What if somebody did something they weren't supposed to do and you knew about it?
What Glenn needs is a doctor, not a church with no money and a charlatan for a pastor.
Dad!
The best friend I ever had. I love you.
If the Israelites can knock down the walls of Jericho with a prostitute and a marching band, surely Glenn can help us build this church. Remember, ask.
And it shall be given to you.
Seek.
And ye shall find.
Knock.
And the door shall open.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Let's roll.
To me, Forester Camps is amazing.
To me, Forester's Camps is cool.
To me, Forester Camps is a great experience. I've always had just like a genuine interest for art, and our art teacher was like passing out flyers and stuff.
And I saw that my other friends were going to do it, so I got interested in it as well.
This is my first college trip, so I didn't really know kind of what it's like to be in college.
College really isn't as scary as I thought it would be. Definitely go. There is a lot of really cool activities and opportunities you can get here.
Try to get yourself involved. Try to talk to other people who are like at the camp as well. Talk to like your hosts and stuff.
I mean, there's no reason not to go. I mean, you get out of school if you get them here.
It's really informative on how college actually is, and that the community here is really great.
Okay, 117 Echo, take 1, cover mark.
And action.
I'm the script supervisor.
I'm first AC for camera A.
Second AD.
Best boy electric.
Focus puller.
I'm about to run this right here and man the camera.
Speed. Thank you, bye-bye. We've got over 25 students that have worked really hard all semester preparing for this month-long experience.
Oh yeah, the standards have definitely been raised. You ready for me or no?
Normally we do films in 3 days.
We do a lot of student films.
And this has been like 4 weeks plus an entire semester of prep.
This is just insanely different.
The respect that I have for anybody doing grip work on a feature film is through the roof.
On set this week, we have Stephen Baldwin.
Let's leave him to do the miracles and me to handle the business.
On the technical side, it was better than anything I've ever experienced before. Kudos to Huntington University.
I'm afraid our conversation ends right here.
We also have casted Bethany Lind. She's on Ozarks and a DC series right now.
You just left, you didn't call, I thought you were dead.
I think this is an amazingly immersive experience. I wish I had had something like this.
Pros come in, and they've come in from all over the country, our department heads.
The first 2 weeks of mentorship, I mean, it's a lot of teaching. Let's see if I can catch any more. It's fun to see where the students are now. We're on week 4, day 17. We're getting there now. I think it's good to walk away.
I think everybody on this project is in a little bit over our heads. But the prerequisite for being used by God is self-doubt. And we are all being used by God.
All of us are here and gifted with different things by God, and all those pieces are going to fit together and make a really incredible movie.
I think that I'm like way more capable of like hard labor than I thought I was.
I think I've definitely become more confident in myself in the process of being able to figure stuff out when there's a problem.
Making movies is hard, but it's definitely it's meaningful because it's bigger than you.
I definitely think God is teaching me patience. I have learned how to take things with stride.
We want the way that we make movies to reflect our Christian faith. That's almost more important to me, that our students are seeing that.
That's convenient, thank you.
I hope that they can take something of what we're doing and live out their faith no matter what movie set they're on.
Folks, that is a picture wrap.
Woo!
We just made our movie.
Forester Camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure like what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach for blood. This was a different way to be able to help people like physically, but not have to open them up.
Since it's a smaller place, everyone knows each other, you know, they can invest time in each other.
This would be a great way to learn about it and see what it is.
So I saw how life-changing that can be, and it made me want to do that.
At nursing camp, we learned a lot and had a lot of fun at the same time.
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid because my mom and grandma were nurses.
So I felt really behind and scared to be majoring in nursing. The professors really make sure that you feel welcome and that you are really understanding what you're getting into if you do join. My favorite part, I think, was going to like the research center. We got to practice like CPR.
I thought I would come here and like not know, like talk to anybody. But like first day, it was like, oh, I already had a whole group of friends.
I would describe nursing camp as super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun. Everybody's gonna make you feel welcome and you're really gonna have a good time.
I'm Megan Hosteller. I'm the producer of the In the Beginning, Our Purpose event, and currently we are getting ready for Britt Nicole to come in and just have an intimate worship night with here at HU with all of our students. We're currently getting ready for the camera team to come in, as well as the lighting and everything like that. Our whole team has just put in a lot of effort and time into this event, and we're just really excited to see how it pays off.
One of the big goals for this project is from our community. We want to bring people into this worship night to come in and have a really great experience, to be impacted. We want people to come in and worship God, and ultimately the goal is about finding our purpose. A lot of people are trying to figure out, hey, what's my purpose? Where am I supposed to be going? What am I supposed to be doing the next 5, 10 years? There's going to be a lot of change happening. So what am I supposed to be doing? So the goal of the event is to help people find that purpose through worshiping God, through asking the Holy Spirit to grant us wisdom in these moments, grant us wisdom this night as we sing praises to you, as we receive wisdom from you, as we receive your truth tonight, and ultimately come together in a corporate community to praise you together.
When I saw the name of this, actually the first time I saw it, I think was like on Instagram, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. In the beginning, our purpose, like this is truly why we were designed and created, was to worship God, you know? And so I love the name of it. I love that, you know, they had a heart and a vision to bring this to their school. And honestly, I've just been so excited, like leading up this whole month, just my spirit has felt really excited and stirred for what God is going to do tonight. What's cool about it is it doesn't feel like it's about like one particular person. It just feels like, even the way it's set up, it just feels like this is about everyone and just coming together for one purpose.
To me, Forester Camps is definitely a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
Telling. Something that everybody can find something that interests them.
A space to learn new things in a safe environment.
To me, Forester Camps is getting to be a home away from home, I guess. You learn a lot here and you learn it well.
I plan on being an author once I'm done with college, so this seemed like a really fun opportunity for me.
It was just glad to meet new people in general and just kind of enjoy the workshop and just take away what I can from it and make myself a better writer.
That whole thing about how to write for musicals, I never even thought of that before, but that was awesome.
My name is Mark, and I love to play the drum.
1 minute until we start the third quarter here between the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars and the Huntington Foresters. And Ryan, in that first half, there were a lot of differences, but the main one, HU knocked in 7 of 14 for 3, just 1 of 9 for the visitors.
Yeah, the real difference so far in the game and why HU is up the amount that they are is the shooting percentages between the teams and the defense. HU is shooting 57% from the field and 50% from 3. I mean, that's ridiculous efficiency, while Mount Vernon's shooting 11% from 3 and 25% from the field. So HU's making their shots and Mount Vernon isn't, which usually leads to a team getting a big lead. And then on top of that, you look at the blocks and steals. Combined, I call them stocks, but between the steals and blocks, there's 7 on the side of HU, and there's only 3 on the side of Mount Vernon. So, and then rebounding, 20-10 on the defensive rebounding, a total of 24-14. They're just out hustling them, out working them, and out shooting them.
Yep, and that's a good recipe against a Mount Vernon team who struggled a little bit this season, 2-10 in the Crossroads League, 8-14 overall. But they have been good on the road at 5-6, so a lot of their wins come away from home. Peyton Davis had a great first half. There's another stock, that time a block by Raby. And Huntington picks up the loose ball, and that will have a chance to add on to the lead, already up 21. And it was Kellum who had the perfect start from the field. And she did miss a couple of shots towards the end of the half, but still leading the way with 13. Melby and Raby out there with Nelson. Raby gets blocked away, able to keep it in the front court. HU's got to work quick here. Nelson with 2 on the clock, throws it up and in with another chance coming at the free throw line.
Annika bails him out a little bit there. I mean, late in the shot clock with only 2 seconds left on the clock, she throws it up off the glass and one. Tough bucket.
Nelson has really started to come on a little bit here in the last couple of games, knocking in some shots, but she's stuffing the stat sheet right now. 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Make it 5 points now. And a big part of this team's success if she can add in a couple of buckets a night as well.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of does everything for HU. She's a good defender. She's a good rebounder. She's a pretty decent playmaker, and she's a great scorer. So when you have someone that's an all-around threat like that, her getting going really helps your team.
Tough bucket there by Sprang, who was able to get to the rim and throw it high off glass. She struggled from the field in the first half. Kellum has another chance for 3. That one's too strong. Rebound, Sebo. She finds Kellum, and Bailey will reset. Melby with 15 on the shot clock. Carves into the lane. Kellum thought about another one. This time finds Gabi. She'll fire. She'll connect.
And you want to see her get going if you're HU. I mean, once she starts scoring, as well as Kellum, this HU offense becomes unstoppable.
HU, we already talked about it a couple times, Ryan. They're on pace to break the all-time record for most threes in a season. They just knocked in their 8th of the night. They're now already up to 203. 234 is the record, and they still have a handful of games remaining.
Yeah, the amount of games that they have left, only 32 threes that they need to make. I mean, they are definitely going to break this record, and that's really a testament to the talent of this young roster that HU is building right now.
They force a turnover now on the defensive end, and the connectiveness, the connectivity, I should say, I'm not sure the first word I used was a word, for the Foresters on defense has been pretty good too, just forcing Mount Vernon into some really tough spots offensively. So it's a well-oiled machine right now against the Cougars.
Yeah, and getting tons of those stocks, and they're getting tons of turnovers. I mean, their defense has been incredible.
Raby called for 3 seconds, and Coach Maggard quickly puts her hand to the forehead, a little frustrated on that one. You know, we talked about it, now 13 turnovers for HU, but their efficiency and their ability to score has kept them ahead now by 25, which is the largest lead of the night.
If they stop getting some of those silly turnovers that they've been having all game, they might have 60 at this point, because the rate that they're hitting their shots, if they don't have those turnovers, I mean, they're getting at least an extra 6-7 shots off that, and the lead would be even bigger.
Davis has been awesome for Mount Vernon. She knocks in another shot, that time from mid-range. Raby catches, can't get the roll, as Melby had a great find.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a shot that she needs to hit.
3-pointer on the way. Roshak connects from deep. She's able to shoot it out there. 30% on the year, and quickly Coach Maggard wants a timeout. It's a mini 5-0 run for Mount Vernon. Looks like it'll just be a 30, so we'll keep it here. But, you know, we haven't said Roshak's name a lot, and she's undeniably their best player all around for the Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, she can get it done everywhere. She's tall. She's lanky in the paint, so she can get up her shots when she wants to. She grabs great rebounds. She's a good rim protector, and they really look to her to be their leader and scorer. But Peyton Davis has taken up that role tonight. I mean, her 14 points, 3 rebounds. I mean, she's doing everything for them, and the reason that they're even somewhat close in this game.
Roshak last year as a freshman averaged 12.4 points per game and 9.8 rebounds. She was on the all-second team and the all-freshman team, of course. So a bright future ahead of her. Also, while we have a chance, if you're watching either for Mount Vernon or for Huntington tonight, let us know where you're watching from. Ryan and I would love to give you a shout-out, and we appreciate your support of FDN and Huntington University Athletics. So do these girls as well. Melby gets a 3 off. It would have been good, but Kellum's called for her second foul, offensive this time. And it's another turnover. So if Mount Vernon can continue to kind of claw, maybe make it a 10-point game, you feel okay about the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you see why Darby took the timeout earlier was she saw them get 2 buckets in a row, something that they have not done all game. They usually go hit 1 shot and then miss the next 2, but they hit 2 shots in a row, and she's like, I do not like seeing this offensive rhythm.
Another steal there, that time by Nelson. Melby shows off the handles, and now Nelson will put it on the floor, launch a 19-footer, rims in and out. Back comes Walker and the Cougars. Sprang slows it down. Roshak just had a 3. Now she'll try it at the rim, and she's bumped on her way there. It's an offensive foul, and a tough call against Roshak there, as it looked like a Forrester didn't even go to the floor on that one.
Well, you see Sebo get in the way there, get knocked over. Yeah, I mean, she got in the position and drew the charge. Great play from Sebo.
Yeah, it's such a bang-bang call, too. And with the cylinder not mattering in girls basketball, it at least gives the refs something that they don't have to worry about, because they know if it's a blocker charge, that's what they're going to call.
I mean, with that rule change of the no arc, it makes it a lot easier to draw charges, so you can set up from anywhere.
Melby, too strong. Raby kept it alive. Guess who's there to rebound? It's Yoakum. She threw it away. That was her 3rd offensive rebound already tonight.
She was looking for Kellum, but Raby thought it was for her and mishandled the catch.
Davis inside, and the shot is up and no good, but it will lead to some free throws as Lavery was bumped. And that's another player that we talked about coming off a great game on Saturday, one of her best of her career, but tonight, Noelle only has 3 points, a chance to add to that from the charity stripe.
And that's a testament to HU's defense. I mean, they've really kept her locked up. They know how dangerous she can be. I mean, especially coming off a hot game like that. I mean, you see that with Bailey Kellum when she comes off a great game. Teams look to force her to not take shots because you don't want someone who's feeling good to get shots up, and that's something HU's done very well so far.
Yoakum picked up her first personal. That is the team's 2nd. Both teams have 2. So no real scare of putting the other into the bonus at the moment. Now down to an 18-point lead for Huntington. It was as much as 25. Yoakum likes to shoot it, puts it on the floor this time, throws it back out. Melby. In and out. Yoakum, this time at the rim, scores it off glass.
Gabi, she is a great facilitator. That's 5 assists already for her. She can really get her teammates involved, and then when she starts doing that, the offense becomes so much better.
Not only that, but then you've got Kendall Yoakum showing the ability to back cut and put the ball on the floor. So just building on her game as well.
Well, I mean, we already know she's such a good shooter. So adding in those back cuts and being a possible layup threat, and so, I mean, that puts so much more pressure on your defense versus just knowing that they're a shooter. Knowing that they can score from anywhere makes it very tough.
Another 3 missed by Mount Vernon. That was from Lavery, and then Bailey Kellum did a great job boxing out on the backside. And now HU will have a chance to add on to a 20-point advantage. Looking for win number 6 in the Crossroads League. Kellum has been a big part of those wins. Gets to the rim, couldn't get the roll. Hartsoe kept it alive, and its last touch by Mount Vernon. It looked like Sprang fell on the floor and maybe touched it right before it went out.
And I mean, like I said earlier, one of the reasons they're outplaying them is they're just outworking them and out-hustling them. You see that there. I mean, they had an easy rebound, but HU wanted it more.
Melby got it off the handoff from Raby, and right on cue, another offensive rebound. Gabi goes all the way to the rim, but then finds Hartsoe. Kellum being defended well by Sprang. Raby gonna have to go to work with 7 on the shot clock. Lost it, it's a turnover. Roshak picks it up.
Yeah, she dribbled out a little bit too far there, which allowed Mount Vernon defender to get their hands on it.
Mount Vernon's got to go on a little bit of run here. Davis did a great job in the first half, and now a foul called on Kellum. That's her 3rd with still 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and that may force Darby Maggard to sub out her phenomenal freshman.
Yeah, I mean, Payne Davis, I mean, if you look at the box score, she's taken more shots than both Roshak and Lavery combined, 2 of their best scores. I mean, she has been really the driving force of their offense so far here tonight, and she looks to add some more.
She easily knocks in that first one, having a great night, up to 15 points now. And one more coming. She's perfect on the pair. And you talk about it, she's someone that can really score, though. She's had a night where she had 22 against Bethel, so she's capable, and she does it a lot around the rim, which is impressive at only 5'6".
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of comparisons between her and Gabi in the way that they play and the way that they control other defenses.
And another foul called on HU. They're starting to pile up here again in this third quarter. That's now 4 personals, and the next one on defense will be free throws and the remainder of this third quarter against HU.
Yeah, I mean, their Achilles heel this game, even though they have a pretty big lead, it has been turnovers. I mean, they cannot stop turning the ball over, and that's what's allowed Mount Vernon to just stay in slight striking range, where if they hit a couple shots here, I mean, all of a sudden they're back in the game.
Davis turns it over this time. Yoakum bounces it into Nelson. Great find, but Aniko is too strong with it. Back the other way comes Davis. I'd like to maybe see Yoakum be a little selfish every once in a while. Put a shot up. Bump and a score. A nice move inside by Vermilya. And the pace continues to go up and down as Kellum's fouled on her way on the floor. And I tell you what a move inside there by Vermilya. Spinning back to her left.
Spun in between two defenders. I mean, they tried to trap her and she just spun out of it. That was a great move.
And remember the game that we did against IWU as well, Ryan. Huntington was up big in that one, but then turned it over a lot. Right now, you you don't feel the same fear maybe against Mount Vernon that you do IWU, but you still have to start.
So good.
Yeah, you still have to take care of the basketball though.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is arguably their biggest Achilles heel this entire season has been turnovers. Is they turn the ball over quite often.
Kellum fouled by Keller, and now Bailey will have her first 2 free throws of the night. She hasn't scored here in this third quarter. She had all 13 in that first half, and she does do a lot of her scoring from the charity stripe. We already talked about how great she is, right around 90%, another school record that she's chasing. And against St. Francis on Saturday, she was perfect 9-9 from the free throw line as well. So when she gets there, you can nearly put it on the board.
Well, yeah, and that's something that she really needs, because she likes to get the 3-pointers, get her shots up. But really what she needs to do is take Gabi's approach, and that's attack the rim constantly and get to the free throw line, because if you can do lots of damage from there, your team benefits very, very highly from it.
Mount Vernon trying to still cut into the lead. Another pass inside. Vermilya again with the left hand, and she's starting to pick it up. We already talked about a great game she had over the weekend. Starting to put together a nice performance tonight. Melby fouled. Melby scores, and that's a good way to end a run for the Foresters.
And Gabi Melby, like I said, she's savvy inside. She knows how to use her body to draw contact and use it right there. Initiates the contact, gets the layup to go. Great play.
That's Vermilya's second. Melby is so good at getting into those creaks and crevices of the defense and getting to the rim. We've seen her do that so often, and she completes the 3-point play. She's into double digits now. Also has 5 assists to go along with it. Emily Walker hands off. Vermilya throws it inside. Lavery back to the basket, leaves it short. Nelson fights for it, and now HU's running again. Melby back to the rim. Yoakum fires from 3, left it short. Not a lot of arc on that one. It falls down to Peyton Davis. Shot you'll take every day of the week, though. Yoakum, knockdown 3-point shooter. Davis misses a mid-range jumper. Melby's got another rebound. Gabi back to the rim. She's called for an offensive foul there. And Melby's going to pick up a personal, and it's another turnover. And you can see Coach Maggard telling Gabi to maybe slow it down a little bit, but tremendous defense and some pretty good acting there by Peyton Davis.
Yeah, I mean, she sold that very well. And, I mean, there was the slight extension of the arm, but great acting. It helps your defense quite often.
Walker comes back with a 3 of her own. It's now 55-39. Cougars just hanging around. And Davis knew exactly when to do that too. It was perfect execution, and Raby's called for another travel, and they've called her for now 3 travels in the same spot tonight, and that's usually not something she gets called for.
Yeah, she's really just got to set her feet and catch the ball. I mean, I know that the defender was keeping her off balance, but you cannot leave your feet when catching the ball and then keep moving while doing that. And that you will always get called for the travel on that.
Davis had Vermillion in size, big size advantage over Hartsoe. She still has it, but they're not working it in there yet. Davis is holding. Peyton drives, kicks. Keller goes baseline. There's Vermillion, too strong off glass. She was open, but good contest by Yoakum.
Yeah, she came over for the help defense. That was great defense.
Melby this time will slow it down. Nelson's wide open from the right wing, and she rattles it in.
And Nelson, she is one of those sneaky scorers that slowly fills up the box score for HU. You don't expect her to have a great night, but she always does.
Yeah, she had her best game as well in her first collegiate game against Indiana Tech. She was in double digits and really showed the fans what to be excited for. And right now, Peyton Davis is bringing the excitement for Mount Vernon. She's got another bucket and a free throw coming.
Hey, and she's the leading scorer of the game. I mean, she's really getting it done. Usually, you can count on Bailey Kellum being the leading scorer of the game, but she's outscoring her right now.
Davis doing it fairly efficiently as well. I mean, 50% has only taken 1 3. She's 7 of 7 now with 19 on the night, and 7 of 7 from the free throw line, I should say. So she's making easy work of those free ones. Huntington can hold for a little bit here, but still a 7-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Yoakum finds Raby, freshman connect, and Raby's got an easy bucket.
That's a great play from HU. I mean, Raby in the perfect spot to get a little open push shot. I mean, that's something that she can really do well, is get those quick little push shots off from her teammates' assists, and she can be really effective from those.
Walker throws it over. 3 over from Keller, no good. Rebound kicked out of bounds, and HU will have the ball with 1.1 second remaining. They'll just have to throw something up late. See if they even get a shot off. Lauda will just hold and take us to the 4th quarter. Huntington able to hold on to their big lead. They lose a little ground, but still up 60-42 when we come back for the final 10 inside Platt Arena.
At nursing camp, we learned a lot and had a lot of fun at the same time.
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid because my mom and grandma were nurses.
So I felt really behind and scared to be majoring in nursing. The professors really make sure that you feel welcome and that you are really understanding what you're getting into if you do join. My favorite part, I think, was going to like the research center. We got to practice like CPR.
I thought I would come here and not talk to anybody. But first day, it was like, oh, I already had a whole group of friends.
I would describe nursing camp as super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun. Everybody's gonna make you feel welcome, and you're really gonna have a good time.
Forester camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at the university.
Back inside Platt Arena for the final 10 minutes between the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars and the Huntington University Foresters. And the hot shooting for the Foresters fell off a little bit in the 3rd quarter, but still at 51.2%, shooting it great from downtown again tonight. HU looking for another win. Raby looking for another bucket. She's got back-to-back scores, getting herself involved.
Yeah, she's in double digits now. I mean, she can be really effective for the Foresters if she just gets the right shots and stops turning it over.
Yoakum has been a menace defensively tonight. She has another steal, and her length and ability to judge the offensive player while playing defense has been a huge benefit for HU tonight. She's had a tremendous game. And, you know, another person that may not go notice when you pick up the newspaper in the morning and look at the stats, but she's done everything for her team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, when you have so many players like that, I mean, you look at Sibo, 7 rebounds, as well as playing great interior defense and doing great box outs, even if she doesn't get the rebound. You just have so many players doing so many different things that helps out.
Lauda tried to go with the show and go move, couldn't get the shot to drop. And now back the other way comes Mount Vernon. It's another easy look for Vermillion, and she's been working on that left block here in this third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, Kendall nearly got another steal there as she was an inch away from tipping that pass.
Want to give a quick shout out really quick. We had a couple of comments. Curtis Woosley, who's actually my brother-in-law, watching back in Evansville, Indiana, taking in some Forester hoops tonight. Yoakum is making it worth it because she's had an awesome night, knocks in another 3.
That's 4 scores for HU in double figures, a very balanced attack. Very impressive.
And you take a look at it, Ryan, they've had so many field goals as the defense breaks down there for a Walker bucket, but 24 or 46 from the field, Ryan. They have 21 assists. So they've only had 3 individual buckets tonight. It's really remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to give those props to Gabi Melby and Valiente Marine and Payne Hartso. I mean, their playmakers are playmaking very well. And even Olivia Raby, I mean, she's been surprisingly great with her playmaking, 5 assists, something that she doesn't normally do as well as she's doing tonight. And I mean, when you have that good of playmaking, you get easy shots, and that's what they've been hitting all night.
Yeah, and it's contagious as well. You start to see your teammates making good passes, and you want to do it as well. Raby spins to the right. That one's off the left side of the rim, and it falls down to Roshak, one of the best rebounders in the league. Davis will work against Yoakum. Peyton cuts in. Open 3 on the way. That one's good again, and here comes Mount Vernon again. They cut it back within 16, and Vermillion, I'm telling you, she's starting to heat it up.
Yeah, I mean, if you're HU, you're getting worried here. And she's gotten 7 points here in the fourth quarter alone.
Melby tries getting back to the rim. This time she couldn't get the bucket to go, but she'll shoot a few more free throws. And Melby is as close to a closer in baseball as you can get on the basketball court, because when it gets late in games, she takes over, and she's trying to do that here.
Yeah, and the reason that she does that is because she knows that the opposing team know how good she is in the fourth quarter and in the second half, as most of her scoring comes there. And with as good of a scorer as she is, to know that she is a huge threat in the second half, it relieves any pressure from the rest of her team. And the rest of her team gets great shots. I mean, Nelson benefits from that, and so does Bailey Kellum.
Melby splits the pair, and now Mount Vernon can try to cut back into this lead a little more. 17-point advantage still for HU. Davis has only shot 1 3 tonight. She's done a lot of this. Finds an open Walker, who drops in her second 3. And I tell you what, the junior Emily Walker has only come in shooting 28% from deep. That's her second in this quarter.
And they're starting to make a run here. I mean, this is a little bit reminiscent of the IWU game, the tons of turnovers after a huge lead, and the lead's starting to trim down a little bit. HU's got to get it together.
Kellum had it poked away on her way to the hoop. Walker thought maybe it went off of Kellum's leg, but the Foresters are going to keep it and get a chance to draw up a play. Take a look here, and she may have had an argument. It looks like she knocked that right off of Kellum's left leg.
Yeah.
Foresters have it anyways. Raby in the paint, finds Nelson. She'll fire. That one's too strong. Kellum picks up her 4th, and that's a big foul with 7 minutes to go in this game.
That's one of those fouls where, I mean, as much as you want to fight for the rebound, they have the best positioning there. They're going to get the rebound. So risking the chance of drawing the foul by sticking your hand at trying to poke it free is very risky, especially when you're one of the top scorers with that many fouls.
Davis has Raby on her. Now Yoakum lost it, and then Kellum just tipped it out of bounds. Looks like she could have maybe put 2 hands on the ball. Instead, couldn't collect. She'll take a seat now with those 4 fouls. Peyton Hartso, who had great minutes off the bench earlier, comes back in.
I mean, she's not been in the scoring column, but the things that she's done when she's another ball handler, she's grabbed some, she hasn't grabbed any rebounds, but she's gotten some assists. She's played defense, gotten a charge or two. I mean, she's been great.
Roshak goes back to the rim, another whistle, and free throws coming. That foul's on Nelson. That's her third. It's called on the body, and you could see maybe the lower body of Nelson just getting into Roshak, who will shoot a pair. 80% free throw shooter on the year. Very skilled for a forward, able to knock down the three as we've seen tonight as well. So someone that maybe is a first teamer next year, senior year, someone that you don't want to play against. Nelson couldn't keep it in bounds. Vermillion kept it alive, and it's a second opportunity. And once again, the Cougars have a chance to trim into the lead.
And the shooting percentage for Mount Vernon has gone up, I mean, immensely here in the second half. They were shooting 11% at halftime from three. They're shooting 33% now. And then they were shooting 20% from the field and now shooting almost 40. So, I mean, their shooting has really gone better.
Vermillion left it short, and a great rebound there by Raby. A couple of box outs tonight by some Foresters defenders that have been worth watching back in film tomorrow. Trying to stay on top here by double digits. Melby launches a deep one. That one's way short. Keeping alive was Hartso. She's on the end line, and that's just not a shot you are completely in love with. If you're HU, probably can get a better look that early into the shot clock.
Well, especially when Melby's shooting hasn't been great. She's hit a couple threes here, but when your shooting is in a little bit of a slump for most of the season, that kind of quick pull-up three, you know, you didn't really get a catch and shoot three, so it's a lot harder to hit. And it's just not the shot you want.
Second opportunity, right hand hook shot in by Lavery. So they make use of the second try, and now it's all the way down to an 11-point game. Kellum will come in at the next break. Hartso off the dribble. She spins around and finds Melby. Raby trying to end the Mount Vernon run, left it short, falls to Davis. This game could get a lot more interesting with another Cougars bucket. Davis goes in, Nelson straight up, down to Yoakum, who pulls it away. Kendall being chased by a few Cougars will slam on the brakes and find Melby. We're down under 5 minutes now. Huntington trying to take care of the basketball and take care of the lead. Melby stops, goes back into gear, and scores it with the left hand.
Like you said, the closer, she looks to score late in the game when her team needs it the most.
Vermillion, double team, still goes left. Hartso had the shot that was too strong. She pulls it down and now pushes it ahead. Huntington's done that a couple times in a row where they 100 miles an hour downhill and then slow down. This time Melby stops, finds Raby, misses the first try, gets to her left, blocked by Vermillion.
Yeah, she's got to make that first shot. I mean, you can't get more open than that. That's just a breakdown of offense there.
Vermillion inside, Roshak had it knocked away. Melby's alone on the break. She'll go up, she'll score it, and the Foresters are back ahead by 15. And Coach Amanda Short wants a timeout, and what a response there by the Foresters to pull this one back away a little bit.
And how about Yoakum once again, another steal, got her hand in the passing lane, and something that she's done very well all night long, and she will look to continue to do that to help HU build that lead back up.
Okay, so it's going to be a full timeout, but we're going to go ahead and keep it here since we thought it was a 30. Take a look at some of the deeper stats here tonight. You've been talking about the steals and the blocks. Yoakum has 2 steals, but she's got a lot more deflections than that. Kellum had 3 steals in a row. That's her total. Melby has 2 steals, 1 for Nelson, 1 for Sebo, 1 for Hartso. 2 blocks, both for Raby. She's got 11 points and 5 rebounds tonight. She does have 8 turnovers, so that's the one negative, but still playing a great game are the freshmen for HU, and right now they're in a comfortable spot, but this Mount Vernon team will not go away easily.
I mean, they were in a comfortable spot at halftime too, and then look at the run that Mount Vernon went on early in that third quarter. I mean, HU had to pull it back again, but they made another run early in the fourth, and they're very capable, and you cannot take it easy with these teams. No lead is safe in the Crossroads League, as any team is willing to take a game any night, and they will work for it.
Foresters, fortunately for them, a great free throw shooting team on the year, over 70%. They're 8 of 12 tonight, so not their best showing, but if you can make them to end this ball game, you get your 6th conference win, and that would already surpass what they did last year in the conference, and they're still fighting for that 4th spot, Ryan. Depending on how some games go tonight around the league, they could find themselves in the 5th spot and be right there with Grace coming into town next week, and they'll go and play Marion actually on Friday during the day, kind of a weird time.
Yeah, I mean, HU, they are building something good here with this basketball team, and they've got so many young players that they are building something truly special.
Yoakum again on defense, knocked it away on the 2nd chance. Hartsoe gets it across the half, and she'll slow it down once again. Foresters have the time in their favor. Melby, Kellum, 3-ball in front of her bench, and this is good again, and that might just put this one out of reach.
And once again, I think that's her 4th 3 of the game. She's coming up on that record, and she does not look to be slowing down anytime soon.
That's 3-pointer number 68 for Bailey Kellum. 3-ball back the other way, no good. And now the Foresters can start putting this one away with a few more buckets. Just 3 minutes left. HU's had an answer all night long. Melby, as we mentioned, likes to do it late. Finds Raby, who missed another short shot. And you could see Coach Maggard clapping for Olivia, because that's a great look for the Foresters there. Just didn't have the finish.
Yeah, you got to love that shot if you're the coach. She's actually taken quite a few of those that I've really liked. It's just they just haven't gone her way, and she needs to continue to take them, because the more she takes them, the more confident she becomes. All of a sudden, she could be getting 20 points a game with those kinds of shots.
Yeah, and we've seen her have games like that, and oftentimes she makes a lot of the tough shots too. So once again, she did have some issues with an arm injury, and Coach Maggard admitted her confidence had gone down a little bit. She was still trying to find the rhythm, and I think we'll see her back to her best self here in the near future, and still played well tonight. She did just check out for Ruby Bolin, who sees limited times, but a nice scorer inside as well. Great hook shot that we'll see if she can put to use here with 2:40 left.
Yeah, like you said, great game. 11 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. That's just a complete showing from her. She had a couple more turnovers than she probably would have wanted to have, but she's had a great game.
Hartsoe finds Melby. She'll try another 3 from the corner, and Melby has shot it a lot better here tonight from downtown. Davis runs out of room. It's a turnover, and you look, Gabi was not shooting it well from 3 throughout really most of the season, but tonight she stepped up. She's up to now 19 points, 7 assists, and she's 3 of 8 from deep. So those 3 3-pointers, 37.5%. That's a big improvement as of late. That's what we talked about with Bolin. That hook shot no good. Too strong down to Davis.
How about Melby and Kellum combining for 37 tonight, the 2 leading scorers? They're getting it done for HU, and that's on top of amazing production from the entire rest of the team.
Sprang has it against Yoakum. Kendall using that length again, forces a pass out to Davis. She'll try to go baseline. She threw it directly out of bounds. It's another turnover, and that Forester defense has picked up again here over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they've really closed this game out with ferocity. They wanted this win. They saw it slipping away from them a little bit, and they decided to turn it on and really close the game out. It was great job closing the game.
Valiente back in. Bolin stays in there as well with Yoakum, Kellum, Hartsoe. Bailey's got it now. Thought about shooting a 10-footer. Instead, we'll start it over with Lauda. Kendall Yoakum bounces it in. Ruby Bolin at the free throw line. Hartsoe wants to get involved. That's too strong. Valiente thought about grabbing it, but Davis pulls it down. Back ahead, Walker. Vermilia catches, right hand, left it short. Rebound down to Peyton Hartsoe, and now we're at 1 minute remaining. Foresters up 76-57. It's going to be another great win for them in front of a home crowd. And the men's team will try to follow them coming up next.
Like you said, what are they, 9-4 here in Platte Arena? They've been tremendous here at home. They've really given the fans something to watch, and you can see the stadium get packed more and more with every single game as the women's team's really putting on a show.
Vermilia missed another short one, and a timeout going to be called by Darby Maggard to get some of her subs in. So we'll see Yoakum, Hartsoe, and Bailey leave the game. Bailey Kellum, that is. Michaela Clement comes in. So does Tegan Akers and Kyra Baker, some of the players that don't always get a ton of opportunity. But in a game like tonight, a comfortable victory, and that win total keeps piling up. The Foresters now back over 500. Baker finds Bolin. Free throw line extended. Gets into the lane, back outside, Michaela Clement. And now Tegan Akers. Tegan will shoot a 17-footer. Too strong. Bolin fights for the board. It falls to Davis, and this should be the final possession of the game. Davis against Valiente, fouled, and with 11.1 seconds left, Davis will have a chance to add on to a great night, up to 19 points.
Yeah, she'll be the leading scorer of the game if she hits one of these free throws. I mean, great game, 20 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for her. I mean, she's the shortest player on the floor, and she has the most rebounds. I mean, that is really impressive. Shows her hard work and commitment to the game.
Davis with her 20th point there. She's just 2 off a season high. Don't know if she'll be able to get there tonight, but she will add one more, make it 21. And she's played great basketball for this Mount Vernon team all year long, but it's another Huntington victory over the Cougars. They take the season sweep, probably the last time they will see Mount Vernon this year. Can't imagine that these two meet up in the Crossroads League tournament, but anytime you can sweep a team, even if they're 2-10, 2-11 in the conference, it's hard being a team twice, and Coach Darby Maggard and her crew just did it again.
Yeah, they really played a great game. They were efficient. They were great on defense. They really knew what they wanted to do, and they executed that plan to perfection. And if you're HU, you couldn't ask for a better game.
28 field goals, 23 assists for HU. And you talk about being ready to go offensively after a tough matchup against a good St. Francis team on Saturday. Huntington got right back to work tonight, and they made a lot of open shots due to a lot of players being playmakers. I mean, look up and down that stat
Assists
sheet.
everywhere.
Melby obviously leading the way, but you had Kellum with 2, you had Yoakum with 2, Raby had 5, Nelson adds in 3, and it's just kind of that balanced attack that has really been favorable for HU throughout this entire season. So we'll wait and see if we have Coach Darby Maggard joining us. We want to remind you, if you're tuning in for the men's game, we'll have that coming up in about 25 minutes. But right now, we've got Coach Darby Maggard getting ready to put the headset on. And, you know, Coach, we joked before the game. I said, go ahead and shoot 41 threes. He only shot 26 tonight. But
dang it.
You take a look at how many field goals you had. 28 field goals, 23 assists. You had wonderful offensive flow all night long. What allowed you to get all those easy looks and get everyone involved?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we controlled the pace from the very beginning of the game. I thought Gabi did a really good job of getting us going in transition and, like, just finding our people early. And I think when we settle in like that, it kind of allows us to move the basketball. And when everybody's, like, getting touches on the ball, whether they shoot it or whether they're driving it or whether they're just, you know, passing it and moving the ball in the offense, it really helps us out. And so, yeah, I'm really proud of the way we moved the ball tonight.
And I thought everyone had an impact tonight, but someone that stood out to me, and I think that she does it a lot with her shooting, but tonight it was with the extra possessions. The defense, Kendall Yoakum, I thought was
great.
Awesome tonight, and you can kind of see that confidence building. She puts it on the floor. She's playing stellar defense, and just another one of those special freshmen you have on this roster.
Kendall has been phenomenal for us this year. She has obviously she's battled through a little bit of injury, which is, it's hard for anyone to battle through that, but she the toughness that she has shown throughout this year is phenomenal. And so I've loved watching her just kind of settle in as she's came back after that injury. And she's one of the best shooters we have on this basketball team. And I honestly, I told her the other day, I think she could be one of the best shooters to play here. And so I'm really proud of her. And I'm just excited to see where she continues to grow with this program. It's awesome.
Well, it's a short turnaround. You're back at it Friday at 1 against obviously a stellar Marion team. See if we go make some noise in Indy, and we'll see you down there,
Absolutely.
Coach.
Thank you, Preston.
All right, Coach Darby Maggard joining us for the post-game interview. Win number 12. The Foresters are now over 500 on the year? Well, we'll tell you. It's Preston Husband and Ryan Holzapfel signing off, but we'll be right back on the mics here in about 20 minutes. We got the men's game coming up next on FDN Sports.